Hi everyone. In these videos, I'd like to show you my workflow for creating audio tracks for music tests and exams, because as a teacher, I've created some really bad audio tracks, and I've encountered even more badly done tracks. And there are free tools that are very easy to use, primarily Audacity, although MuseScore is also an excellent resource. In this video, we'll look at recording and editing the snippets of music, and in part 2, we'll see how to add the track tags, like track 1, and adjust the volume of each track quickly and easily to ensure even levels across all of the tracks. Feel free to skip to the section that interests you. Audacity is open source software that is very useful for audio editing, although it should not be mistaken for a fully fledged digital audio workstation. I'll leave links to download it in the description. Let's set up Audacity first. We can start with Audio Setup and Audio Settings. Here I want to make sure that my project sample rate is the same rate as what my computer is currently running. One of the things we'll see just now is that at the bottom it says the actual sample rate, and so we can make sure that it's the correct one. I'm going to keep with 48 kilohertz because that's what I'm currently using, and so that's what I'll record at. The sample format doesn't really matter too much for recording. We're going to mix it down anyway. Let's also, while we're here, set up some shortcuts. So I'll go to Edit Preferences. And in the Shortcuts section, you can see I've already done this. Export Audio, I've made Control, Shift, and E. That's one that just fits my hand nicely. Let's also look for Fade, because we use those a lot. And again, I've done this already. Fade in, I've made a Shift Q, and fade out, Shift W. So I've got Shift Q and W fade in and out, and then Control, Shift, and E for the exporting of audio. If you already have audio files on your computer, perhaps you exported them out of MuseScore like I've got, you can just drag them into Audacity. And there we have them. But one of the great features of Audacity is the ability to record whatever is playing on the computer. And we do this by changing the recording device over here, recording device, to one of the loopback options. So I'm going to use my 1 and 2 octacapture because that's the audio interface that I'm using to play back my sound, but on most computers you will probably not have so many loopback options. So now I can find a really good recording of, I don't know, 2-set violin on my favorite streaming service, press record in Audacity, and play in Spotify. And we're recording from Spotify into Audacity. Remember that we'll only do this for educational purposes, otherwise it could be construed as piracy. Also, be aware that any sound made by the computer gets recorded, so any email notifications and so on will get recorded. We also want to actually make sure that the volume is on maximum on Spotify and on our computer settings for the maximum quality. So let's just delete that, record again, press play. Then I'll just select, click and drag with my mouse and use the fade out, Shift W shortcut, just to neaten up that ending. And if I took a recording in the middle, maybe I only wanted that bit over there, I can also just make a short fade in with Shift Q, just to make it a bit more gentle. Then we can export again with the shortcut, Control, Shift, and E. And I'm going to browse. I'll put these into a folder called Raw Audio because I haven't decided where in the test I want it yet. I just know that I want it somewhere. And I like to keep this with the track number if I know what it is, or XX if I have no idea where it's going to be yet. And let's keep the title of it as well. So this is Rhapsody 2-set. Then I know, as I'm looking at this again, what tracks I have and what I still need. And it's not just random track numbers. And I might even record different options for a single question and then decide later, and this helps. Keep all of the other things, and I'm going to keep the format as a wave. In the next video, we'll add track tags and even out the volume between tracks.